Hi everybody, welcome to GGRC. Now let me get back to my game.
Well, look at that, everybody. Murky the Murloc from Warcraft introducing me this week. We haven't seen him since Black Friday last year. So, thanks, Murky.
Yeah, no problem. Can I play now?
Okay. Play your game. That's cool. Really into retro stuff. Hey, everybody. As Murky said, welcome to GGRC. Today I wanted to talk about Warcraft. Now, there's a new expansion coming out, or by this point, it's actually out now. And believe it or not, I am looking forward to it. Now, World of Warcraft is kind of an old love for me. It's a game that I used to play quite a bit. Would you say that I was addicted to it? Yeah, I was. I played it for a good, had to have been 3 or 4 years straight. Probably was longer. I probably lost track of time. At some point during Wrath of the Lich King, that's when it really took a dive for me. I didn't even play through most of what was in Wrath of the Lich King. I played through a hell of a lot of the vanilla World of Warcraft, played a lot of Burning Crusade, but when Wrath of the Lich King came out, I don't know, somewhere, like a month or two into it, I just didn't really feel much for it. I'm not sure what it was, but maybe it's the fact that I played one game for years and finally just had my fill, which is fine. If you play a game for that long and it's held your attention for that long, there's really something positive to be said for it. So the reason I got back into Warcraft is because I've been playing a lot of Overwatch since it came out this year, and I've been going back to Diablo 3 to do the seasonal stuff once they introduce it every different season that comes out. You know, I like to play through it and get the pennant and the pets and all that stuff. But every time I would load up one of those games, I would take a look at the Blizzard launcher, and or I guess it'd be the Battle.net launcher, and I would see World of Warcraft just looking at me, and it has this big reminder on it that, hey, Legion's coming out. And I'm like, what is Legion? Legion's the new expansion. Everybody else already knows this, but at the time I wasn't really paying attention to World of Warcraft at all. So I was watching some of the movies, and I was like, wow, I could really see myself getting back into it. For a long time since I started playing Overwatch, I avoided it. I wanted to stay away from World of Warcraft because I knew what it was like for me back all those years ago playing it. I really didn't want to get addicted again. So what did I do? I said, forget it. I can control this. I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. So over the course of the past month, I have been playing the game again. Now, I gotta say, the first week getting back into it, I was just like riveted, like boom, I'm back in it and I am addicted. But it's really staved off, not to the point where I'm bored of it, but to the point where I can play it at night for like an hour or two, call it a night, and I could even skip a couple days. In the morning, if I have a day off, I'll log in for a little bit just to check on my characters, check on auction house stuff, and I'm good. I don't feel like how I used to feel back in the day, and I don't know if that's just because I'm somewhat over it. I got my fill of it back then, but I'm still enjoying myself. I'm just not pushing myself to play it, 12 hours a day. So I'm really glad I get to enjoy it in sort of this whole new light. It's a lot different, but it's fun. It's enjoyable, and I don't feel that pain like I have to keep playing the game. Now, as I said earlier, Legion is out. And I'm sure people are up in arms about something for it, but so far from what I've read, people are being pretty positive about it. Now, I'm looking forward to it. I was playing a bit of the Warlords of Draenor stuff. I played through the Mist of Pandaria stuff, because I missed a lot of expansions. Mist of Pandaria was fun. Warlords of Draenor I was having fun with too, but apparently people were a little mad about that expansion too, because Blizzard did not support it as much as everybody thought they should. Now, I don't have that kind of experience. I pretty much have just crammed Warlords of Draenor in the past month. Now, for an expansion that you're playing for about a month or two, I think it's perfect. But would I have spent full price for it? I really don't know. It's a whole other question. Legion is what I'm really excited about here, though, because with the Legion update that they gave free to every user at the beginning of this month, they basically redid everything. All the animations are new. A lot of the things that you're going to be doing in Legion are a lot different. They're going to have an artifact weapon where you're not just collecting a ton of weapons throughout the expansion and replacing every single one of them. You're going to have one weapon that you keep upgrading and keep changing the look of. So it becomes sort of like having a pet, you know? It's like it grows and you get to see it evolve, or like a child maybe? My child stabs people. Maybe something you don't want to tell people, but either way, I'm pretty excited to check this out. Now, it's interesting because before I got back into this, I was looking online to see what World of Warcraft was like now. Every once in a while, they would send me an email to say, like, hey, come back for a week, check out WoW, to try to get you rehooked to it. And I think once I might have checked it out, I might have installed it and played it for a day and was just like, whatever. But now that I'm back into it, or before I got right back into it, I wanted to see what people were saying about it and see if the game really had changed or what people were thinking of this new expansion that was coming out, because it looked interesting and I wanted to sort of confirm what I was thinking, that maybe I should check it out. So when I go online, I see a ton of videos that are just basically, ripping apart WoW. A lot of them are basically like top 10, 15, 20 reasons why World of Warcraft sucks now, or the things wrong with Warcraft, things Blizzard needs to fix, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm playing the game and they've done a pretty damn good job with the game, like updating it and keeping it contemporary. I feel like, all these years later, because the game has been around for 12 years now, if it was the same game it was when I played it back then, I probably wouldn't want to keep playing it. But the fact that Blizzard has decided to update the game and keep up with contemporary standards for video games, sort of streamlining a lot of the experience, I think that's a good thing. Now, I feel like a lot of people's arguments on this game are the fact that the vanilla game was a lot more fun. Now, my argument to that would be, yeah, your memories from back then are probably a lot more fun because a lot of the people you used to play with have moved on. Now, personally, I can relate to that because I used to play Horde side. I had a big Tauren. That was my character. I loved playing as a Tauren. But at the time, I had a guild and it disbanded. And now none of those people that I used to know all those years ago play the game anymore. So those characters are kind of just like in the ether, they just exist. But after that fact, I started some Alliance characters with another friend of mine, and this friend still plays, and with the new expansion coming out, he decided, hey, I'm going to jump back into it as well, and we're both playing it and enjoying ourselves. So I feel like a lot of people have memories tied to what they did back then, and that's what made the game so great. And I feel like now is the time for you to maybe make some new friends, maybe make some new fun memories. Stop focusing so much on what the game was, and move on and enjoy the game now. If you were playing the game back when it came out, which was 2004, and still playing it now, you have to admit, you love the game. Like, you have been playing the game for 12 years straight, or maybe a few breaks here and there, but like, you love this game. Why are you making videos about, man, Warcraft sucks now, back to the first year it came out, it was perfect, but I'm like, you're still playing it. And this is one of the problems I have with some of Blizzard's fans. You have basically two sides with Blizzard's fans. You have the people who pretty much endorse and love everything they do, or at least are supportive, and you have the other side of people who keep continually playing the games, but they just rip them apart all the time. Now, don't get me wrong, you always need constructive criticism, especially in the forums, to kind of show Blizzard, or any game company for that matter, hey, this is really what people are looking for. But when you make a video on YouTube and one of your top reasons for why Warcraft sucks now is the fact that you don't like the night cycle of the game anymore, I think you're being a little nitpicky, you know what I mean? So maybe everybody just ease down a bit, just enjoy playing the game, enjoy yourself, and if you're not enjoying yourself, move on. There's a million other games out there for you to play, especially MMOs. There's a lot of MMOs out there that probably need some attention and some money to keep going. Well, there you go, everybody. That's my quick rant there. Just wanted to talk a little bit about people's feelings on World of Warcraft and just say that I'm actually really looking forward to getting into Legion and playing some Warcraft again and keeping myself in check and not going over the off the deep end and playing way too much of it. So there you go, everybody. And Murky, would you mind saying goodbye to everybody?
Bye, bye. Oh, I died! Whoa!